Johnson and Wales in here this evening admiring the building, and we have a message for you from the mayor. Don't even think about it.
Ginger. Ginger. Excuse me, everyone. Ginger's kind of new here, and she doesn't realize how serious this undertaking is, so no jokes, Ginger. So in all seriousness, I would, however, like to say that if any of you do have to get up during dinner, please don't push your chairs back too hard, or it might mess up the slot machine wiring underneath the rug.
Actually, in reality, this is a gamble that's going to pay off for Rhode Island. Tonight is the beginning of a new era. We're all part of history tonight, right here in this room.
We have an incredible evening planned for all of you. Melissa Manchester is here. All of you familiar with her work. She's an incredible performer. Ellie O'Donnell, who has written a song about falling in love in Providence, and I think anyone who comes here either falls in love here or falls in love with Providence. So it's going to be an incredible evening, and we'll let you get on with the dinner because they have a wonderful 5-course menu planned. And I'm eager to get to my table and study.
Let me just make a final comment, if I may. My job doesn't really make me a civic booster. I'm supposed to be an observer and even a watchdog. That as someone who's come here from the outside, I often hear comments from friends who say, why are you spending so much time in kind of a, non-major league city, a AAA city? And I'd kind of like to make a personal observation about where we are tonight, and that's this, that I've had a front row seat, a vantage point to watch this building go up from right across Sabin Street at the Providence Journal, and my view has left me seeing this as a real symbol. It's a symbol of a place that really is not AAA, it's not necessarily McCoy Stadium, it's Fenway Park, and I, for one, am very glad to be part of it tonight. I'm sure all of you are too, and I welcome you here.
Well, since you're making that personal statement, Mark, I wasn't born and raised here either. I'm a transplant, as Ginger, you are too, I believe. The three of us are. I've been here for 25 years by choice. I've chosen to stay here because I love it here, and I've been here for 25 years, and I'm not going anywhere.
I've been hearing a lot of stories from the people associated with putting all of this together, and I think the theme for tonight could have been the impossible dream, but I think seeing everybody here and seeing this place completed certainly proves that dreams can and do come true. Enjoy your dinner.
Richard, it's a great honor and pride that I bring you and the entire authority the best wishes and congratulations of Cookson. What a magnificent facility. This building, I believe, will become the focal point for not only economic renewal, but a spiritual renewal for our whole state community. It will be a center for the confluence of peoples from throughout the state, our nation, and the world, where people will come to share ideas and exchange views on the advancement of commerce. It's a wonderful tribute to the vision of Richard and the entire Convention Center Authority. A tribute to their belief in the future of our state and the betterment of all our citizens. A tribute to the noblest example of true public service. Your vision, Dick, and hope for the future have uplifted our entire state. You know, most of the great works of history are judged not on their economic value, and we've heard a lot about that tonight, but rather by the manner in which they have uplifted the human spirit. I'm sure history will judge you well. Congratulations.
As I stand here tonight, it's hard to believe that 8.5 years ago, this was going to be an office building and possibly a hotel on Johnny Rayo's parking lot. It later got expanded to George Sage's bus terminal and Lloyd Bliss's Channel 36 building. Now, as I look back over the 8.5 years, I didn't realize how bright the light I saw at the end of the tunnel, nor did I realize how far away it is. But tonight, after a long and interesting journey, we have arrived at a moment in history that I believe we can all be very proud of. It's a time to congratulate and to say thanks for a job well done. Time to say thank you to the Governor, Bruce Sunland. Thank you to the Mayor, Buddy Cianci, all the members of the General Assembly who spent many hours discussing this, and in particular, the many state and city officials who spent hours working with us, but also to the trade unions, the members who worked very hard to cooperate and be part of this overall program. And I think particularly we want to congratulate the Gilbane Building Company. Paul, to you and to Bill, and to everyone at Gilbane, this is a great project, one you should be very proud of. And as I sat here tonight, I looked around and I said, it's a shame that Tom couldn't be here to share in this, because he would have enjoyed it, and especially being in his hometown of Providence, Rhode Island. I would also like to congratulate the people from Metro Partners who are the joint venture arm and the ones ultimately responsible for the overall coming together of Gilbane and Marshall and the architects and the engineers and the entire building program, the Joe Homans, Mark Danchaz, and the Bob Patassis. And last but not least, I would like to in particular pay homage and thank you to Dick Oster and to the committee for the many, many hours as they have spent, endless hours they spent at meetings, Saturdays, Sundays, all the breakfasts, Dick, the lunches, the late night snacks, the popcorn, the yogurt, which people don't realize is probably one of the better restaurants in Providence, is the main conference room of Cooks in America, especially after 10 o'clock at night. Dick, you and your people made it happen. You were not intimidated, you stood the test of all decisions, and you brought a world-class facility here to Providence. We are very proud of it, and it's another step down a path here to revitalizing the downtown area and putting the city of Providence and the state of Rhode Island on the convention center map. And we at Marshall Contractors are very proud to be a part of it and would like to take this opportunity to wish everyone connected with the Civic Center continued success and good fortune. Thank you.
I'm Steve Hamlet. I work across the street from Mark Patinkin. Welcome to the neighborhood. Dick, you've done a superb job. It is an incredible achievement given the obstacles the authority has had to overcome. Dick's work pace reminds me of a quote attributed to Henry Kissinger. There cannot be a crisis next week. My schedule is already full. To the incoming chairman, Joe DiStefano, our very best wishes. I think you'll like our quiet little neighborhood, from the friendly bankers in their humble abodes down near the river, to the shy, independent businessman who has leased the big white house on the hill, and to that recluse in City Hall. Finally, we hope you will like living right here next door to someone who has been in the neighborhood for over 160 years. We will be your nosy neighbor, watching you closely in more ways than one, as we follow with keen interest your progress in the years ahead. The Journal Company is proud to be part of this historic event, and as we said in an editorial last Thursday, as a state, Rhode Island is small, charming, rich in history, with a wealthy past. But in recent decades, it has been down on its luck. To bring investment and jobs back to the state, Rhode Islanders must regain an exude of confidence that we seem to have lost long ago. Outsiders have to see the state as a place that believes in itself, and the Convention Center is a visible symbol of that emerging spirit. Enough said. Thank you very much.
It is my privilege to represent Gilbane Building Company tonight and to express our appreciation for the privilege of being associated with this great venture. We have had the pleasure of building 8 convention centers, and I must say this is the most beautiful and the most functional of those that we've been associated with. And I also want to report to you all that we met the requirements of this project. It was done on time, as this party tonight represents. We produced savings for the Convention Center Authority. The quality, I think, is evident as we walk throughout this magnificent facility. The safety rate was 1/2 of the national average. In addition, we met other commitments to this Convention Center Authority. We promised we'd have 10% minority tradesmen. We achieved 13%. We promised 10% minority and women's business enterprises. We achieved over 16%. So we are very proud of the accomplishments of our team here at the site for Gilbane Building Company. On the other hand, we must acknowledge the tremendous partnership and cooperation that this project represents. From the Convention Center Authority, through its consultants, the outstanding architecture by HNTB, and so forth and so on. This represents the ultimate private-public partnership. It's a real pleasure for us to be a part of this, and we look forward to its success in the years to come. Thank you.
We are delighted to be participating in the revival of our city and our state. And Fleet, for over 200 years, has been playing a leading role in economic development, and we're so proud to be here tonight. I think over the last couple of years, we've all been watching with great anticipation the construction of the Convention Center and watching it take its place along the skyline here in Providence. It gives me great pleasure to congratulate a great leader like Dick Oster and all the people who've worked to make this such a great success. The work involved here is unbelievable. But let me just caution you that as we celebrate tonight, we must redouble our efforts in marketing and making additional investments in downtown Providence so that we can ensure the success of the Convention Center. We look forward to developing retail space and affordable housing in downtown. And Fleet Bank looks forward to participating in the nonprofit business corporation that will be formed very shortly to raise about $50 million so we can help bring the Providence Place to our community, so we'll have some great retail and also some housing that will be down here in the core city. Thank you so much.
Buddy Sands.
I want to congratulate all of you for being here. This is a wonderful day for the city of Providence. It's a wonderful day for the state of Rhode Island. It's a wonderful day for the United Way. It's a wonderful marriage of this building, what it means economically and what it means to our society as a whole. Having said all that, let me just say that the City of Providence is very, very fortunate to have a tenant like this one, albeit not taxpaying. But it does have a tremendous worth. Congratulations to all of the board, all of the people who have had anything to do with the leadership, and also I think that Governor Dupree and Mayor Palino, I know they deserve a lot of credit. They put their political lives out forward to put a building like this up, and they deserve a hand, and why don't we give them a hand? Having said all that, I want to thank Richard Oster. I want to thank Governor Sullivan tonight for being the gentlemen that they are. And I also want to thank all of you for coming to support something that's close to my heart and something that I've loved all my life, the great city of Providence. It means a lot to me tonight. Thank you very much.
Tom, thank you very much. And thank you, Governor Sullivan. Thank you, Mayor Cianci. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is a great thrill for me. On the way up to the podium, I was stopped by a man who contributed so much to make this evening possible. My Vice Chairman, Lou Fasano, he said to me, "By God, Richard, we did it." And thank you, Lou Fasano. We did it. And Ginger Casey talked about an impossible dream. And yes, when all this started off, Mayor Palino and Governor Dupree talked about a convention center. They asked me if I would be the first chairman of that convention center, and I said I would be honored. And I asked them a normal question: how much money do we have to build it? They said, "We don't have any money to build it, just go out and do it. But don't let it cost us anything." So we started that impossible journey, and I want to thank my authority members that I have served with. I want to thank all of them for the nights, days, weekends, holidays, time away from their families for an extreme effort. That's not enough. No way near enough. I want to thank each of them for the kind of honesty, for the kind of diligence, for the kind of pride, and for the kind of giving they shared with one another and with this entire community. I applaud them for their terrific. And I want to thank our lawyers and our consultants, and I want to thank our architects. My God, it was a tremendous job, and without their help, this program would not come to a reality. And I was reminded that if I dare forget, and I would never forget, that I want to thank my dear mother, who's here with us tonight, and my 5 children, and my wife, who allowed me to spend so much time with this labor of love. May I applaud you. So we started on a mission. We had no money, we had no land, we had nothing. But we had an idea, we had an impossible dream. And we took that impossible dream forward with vigor. And we said we could do it, and we met every obstacle, and we met it head on, and we never shirked away from any responsibility that we have, because it's a labor of love to serve. A night like tonight gives me just such pride on behalf of my colleagues, and I celebrate their effort this evening. It gives me pride in recognizing that there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good in our society. There's a lot of good in Rhode Island. And there's a lot of promise for our state, where our symbol is one of hope. It's hope for a better tomorrow. It's hope for a vision where people won't be homeless on the streets. It's hope where more kids will graduate from high schools. It's hope where there be jobs where there are no jobs today, and there will be in the future. And by God, we're going to help make that happen. I'm going to conclude by saying I want to thank this entire community for allowing me the privilege to serve. There are those who said to me, haven't you had enough? You're running a $3 billion worldwide corporation, you're traveling all over the world. Whenever you come home, it's convention center. That's all I ever hear, says Sandy at night. In London, I start my day at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the office at 7:30. I leave at 8 o'clock at night, and the phone calls stop, and I fly home for meetings. I didn't miss one singular meeting that I can remember. And why? You know, you say, because I want to give something back to the community. Some mean it, some don't mean it. But I do. I remember my roots. I remember my dear grandfather, Harry Leach, who came to this country with nothing but a pushcart who lived up Willard Avenue and knew 2 words of English, just 2 rags and bottles. And he was a great man, and I tried to emulate him whenever I can. And I remember Solomon Ostrovsky, whose name was changed when he went to Ellis Island to become Solomon Oster. By the way, I think it ruined my football career. I played at URI and Wilson Brown. And can you imagine being called Dickie Oster versus Don Ostrovsky? My God, I could have been All-American if they kept that. But I think back to what others did before me and gave me a start, and I think of all of you, and I think of a community that helped me get to be where I am, wherever that may be, and wherever that may take me. I'll never forget my roots, and my roots are in this city. And I love this city, and I love this state. It's you, it's the bankers. Tom Scaler was up here a while ago and talked about Fleet Bank, and it was the old Industrial National Bank that gave my dad, Aaron Oster, the first loan in order to start a little business on Ash Street, a street that doesn't exist anymore. And yes, I don't mind if I say, and I say it with pride, and I say it with love, and I say it with respect. I'm proud to have been given, finally, I'm proud to have been given an opportunity to serve all of you in this great community. I wish that everything good from now on happens in this day. I thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
this afternoon.